A filter menu is useless when its counts ignore the current query. Meilisearch returns facet distributions alongside search, so every brand, category, and price option stays honest. You'll learn how the pieces fit into a workflow that configures filter fields and returns live facet counts with price ranges. I'm Professor Pi, teaching search and IR with simple Python. Think about a product search where people filter by brand, category, and price. A common bug is a sidebar that still shows options that no longer match the current search. Confusing and frustrating for users. Meilisearch can compute facet counts at query time so the UI and results stay in sync. For a Python user looking for a quick fix, this is the fastest route to a responsive, truthful filter menu. Faceted navigation at core is asking the search engine for summary counts alongside the actual hits. We need two things from Meilisearch: documents that include brand, category, and numeric price, and index settings that make those fields filterable and faceable. With that in place, a search can return facetDistribution and facetStats, so the UI knows which brand choices still yield results, and the numeric range for a price slider. We'll build a tiny products index, flip the right settings, and run two kinds of queries. First, we'll fetch only the sidebar metadata, so the UI can build counts and a price span. Then, we'll apply a price filter and fetch both hits and the updated sidebar metadata in one request. That proves the UI and results come from the same candidate set. Quick note, this code is designed to teach the core idea clearly. Library versions and local setups can vary, so check the official docs if your setup behaves differently. First, check the service so we do not chase a bug that is actually an offline server. This snippet checks that the local Meilisearch API is reachable before the tutorial starts. Faceted navigation depends on live index settings and live search responses, so a failing service should be caught before debugging filters or counts. The code keeps the connection setup small with scheme, host, and base, then reads /health using Python standard URL open. That gives us a simple readiness signal without introducing product data or search logic yet. The visible output shows whether Meilisearch is available, which matters because every later API call depends on this service responding. With the server confirmed, we need documents so facets have meaning in the index. This example sends a small product catalog into Meilisearch through the real documents endpoint. Static filter menus usually fail because the UI is separated from the actual results set, so the index needs real fields for brand, category, and price. The API helper centralizes JSON encoding and HTTP method handling, which keeps later Meilisearch calls short enough to focus on search behavior. Products is intentionally tiny, but it has overlapping brands, categories, and numeric prices, so facet counts can change visibly. The output shows how many documents were submitted, giving the next step indexed material to configure and query. Now, we must tell Meilisearch which fields are allowed in filters and facets, so it can compute distributions. This code turns product fields into real Meilisearch filter and facet fields. If brand, category, or price are not in filterable attributes, a sidebar can ask for counts that the index is not prepared to return. Wait task first waits for the document task from the previous snippet. Then the put call updates filterable attributes for the product's index. Waiting again matters, because settings changes are asynchronous, and querying too early can look like a relevance or UI bug. The output shows the settings task status, confirming the index is ready for live facet responses. Before we show hits, let us fetch only the sidebar metadata, so the UI can build a menu and a price slider without loading product cards. This snippet asks Meilisearch for counts instead of hard-coding a sidebar. The search body requests facets, and limit is set to 0, because this step only needs navigation metadata, not visible product cards. Facet distribution gives live counts for each brand, while facetStats gives the numeric price range that can drive a slider. Sorting brands makes the printed dictionary stable for teaching, not a replacement for Meilisearch's ranking. The output shows the current brand counts and price span, proving the menu can reflect the indexed result set. Finally, we apply a real filter and fetch both hits and the updated sidebar in one request. This is the essential move for a live, faceted UI. This example closes the loop by applying filters and asking Meilisearch for the sidebar state in the same request. Dead-end navigation happens when the UI keeps showing old options after the result set has already narrowed. Facet nav sends query, filter, facets, and limit together, so hits and counts are computed from the same filtered candidate set. The filter keeps running products at or below 100, and the returned facet distribution now describes only that slice. The output shows both the visible hit count and the remaining brand choices, which is the baseline behavior a live faceted UI needs. If you map this toy to a real storefront, the same sequence holds. Use your real product feed, mark brand and category as filterable, and use facetStats for price statistics to drive a slider or bucket values for faster UI updates. Keep the service check and the settings wait calls in any deployment script to avoid intermittent bugs. What you get is a simple, repeatable pattern. Make fields filterable, index real numeric prices, and ask for facet distribution and facetStats in the same query that returns hits. Use it when your UI shows counts or when numeric ranges drive sliders. One caveat: settings and indexing are asynchronous, so always wait for tasks before you query. A practical next step is tuning how you bucket prices or pick slider thresholds. Start with the 100 cutoff we use, then test other boundaries against your catalog to reduce dead ends and improve clicks. If short practical IR helps, subscribe and watch the IR videos.